Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the future and the past all together. That is, we are here to read the adventure in the TARDIS. I say we because I am here, and the writer, Chris, is well. As well, yeah. Good morning.
Check out this splash page picture here. And it's something to be admired. I saw him draw this. It's also the last chapter of this arc, so maybe this is the last time you'll use it. I would like to ask you a question too, Takashi. Would you like me to give you a little bit of hint what's going to be in the next arc in terms of the characters and location, so that you might have some idea what you want to draw or come up together for the next splash page for the next arc?
Maybe after the same.
Is that a yes?
Hmm, just a little bit of hint. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, after the same, we are reading this. And after that.
So you don't want me to tell you right now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I
Okay. She
mean,
said after the string. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And also, we will probably see the title. That will probably be a hint as well. But hi, hello, good
Hello.
morning. Happy
What does
night,
it
bad
say?
night.
Paimon is not something. Emergency food. Okay.
It is still not emergency food. Now, we will see some visions of the future. Of which future? We are in the past, so do we see the vision of the future later on? So far, do we see the vision of the vision? Or do we see the
or
grown up
like
vision?
the future. Yeah, that's what you got. The future version of Vision.
Or
So
do we
there's all
see,
kinds of weight.
do we actually see the past for our own time, but actually the future for their time?
You know what's crazy is the possibility that multiple guesses you made might be correct.
Or
We'll
do
have
we
to see.
see the vision of the future vision of the past?
Okay.
I mean, it works two ways, right?
Yeah.
Vision can have visions about the past and the future as well. And yeah, it seems like Taylor didn't fix that. I mean, your microphone is on, but nobody hears you.
I saw multiple reactors try to correct themselves when they see something like Kyle Reese in the Terminator 1 falling asleep in a car, and then the vision shifts to him fighting some giant tanks, which was in the future, but that's his memory of his past. So they're like, some of the people were talking about, so that's a flashback. Wait, or is it actually a flash forward?
I mean, it's a flashback to his past.
Yeah.
But yeah, what kind of villain do we want? Just normal calm, or do we need
I
some
would
tension?
I would say pretty casual. Something that's thoughtful at first.
Okay then, let's go.
What? Just the doctor's thinking to himself. It's not the whole chapter, but it starts that way. So if you're gonna find any music focusing on something like that, then that'd be appropriate. In fact, the first three words there is "I am thoughtful," besides perspective.
Oh, I am thoughtful.
Is that too adventurous?
Yeah, it is. Two adventures. For now.
Okay.
Because we have the perspective of the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I am truthful. And I read of my ancient friend as a message. Dominus, that his real name,
Yep. In this
returned
story,
to
anyway.
my ship. While I wait, I meant to review some of the details of the latest adventure.
Although, pronounce that name again.
Dominus.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I don't think it's what you said at first. Like Adrominus, I think is what thought I heard. But it's
Tomato.
yeah, Adominus.
This step, aka Lumpo Alabaster, has been returned to the throne of the Priors. Along with his wife, Arias Alabaster. The Metsphere has been retrieved. I mean, it has been retrieved by somebody. And the symbols within the dispatcher of Quill have been neutralized. I found with regret that I could have been the host symbols, but the genetics of a symbiote is almost impossible to separate from its host body without killing the host. At least, this way the infection stops here and now. That's what you think. Mr. Celestial shall be making a return trip to her home country, too. After always seeing your final ceremony to celebrate the new grand concerns and friendships and magics. Apparently, hi! We are still feeling brownie. Brownie, not brownie, brownie. Good morning. Good night, bad night.
I just recently watched a review of a few people that was watched the best gift ever episode, and I like the shirt that one of the ladies was wearing. It said "Keep calm and brony on."
Doing good. And it's definitely better than me. I had a hard time even making up today. So, where was I here, right?
You left off on the word apparently
Apparently,
before that sentence.
yeah. This isn't the first time I worked with her either. From her perspective, I'm curious how far back our meeting extends. I suppose that is something to look forward to, finding out eventually. My experience with countless scenarios that should take place after this event, beyond what we have done here. This was not the fixed timeline that I know. So I have the flexibility here. That said, some of the ramifications of what happens next will be important in some of my other ventures. I mean, other ventures as well.
Doctor is so right about that.
I mean, we don't know about Symbiote later on, so...
He's still right. There's a lot of ramifications that occur because of what he's done in this time period.
And what he hasn't done. Well,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
he's not both aware that I am a Time Lord, aware of the light of the hourglass, and that he handled himself well during this venture. I wanted to give him a way to understand us should the need ever rise again. So you didn't invite him to join the night. What about Arietta? Oretta? Which we still don't know if he is fine or not. As a monarch of this nation, his place is here in this world and time, just like it is for Princess Celestia. Then, he may eventually become aware of something else that the knights need to know about. And the light aspect contains through space and time, and the influence of the light. The more that happens, the closer we go to the fruition of our ultimate goal. What
I'd like to
is
point
your ultimate goal?
So far, I'd like to point out the way this story is presented here is kind of giving an epilogue about the story that already took place, as far as the Doctor knows and aware of so far. And it's doing it through internal monologue and in character. I think it's kind of neat.
I mean, it's gonna be funny when he goes back to the future and then, okay, we are going back.
Maybe.
You have to go back, Morty. This is the first time I have worked with the Master in the past, but our prior meetings have already been discordial. Similarly, our prior alliances were not only temporary, but strictly driven by necessity. I know he is right treacherous, but among the few things I can count on him is the drive to protect his own life. When that is at stake, and he knows I can offer him the best chance for survival, he begrudgingly works with me sometimes. And me and you as well. Here, however, I have a larger goal in mind, and that is his full redemption. I am no fool. I know that will be quite an endeavor. Sometimes I wonder if it might be easier to tame the Time War itself. No, well, in this whole universe, I have more hope for the fruition of this goal than I usually do. And it isn't just because of the Pony universe itself. Last time I met him, he found out he was being manipulated by the Time Lords nearly all of his life. The revelation has thoroughly disillusioned him, and that is already causing him to rethink his life. He's trying to find his own sense of identity again. And I have another coming in.
Mayor is the hero of the day.
Or perhaps Captain Newell from scratch. It can only occur a bit at a time. After all, the habits he had before are indeed ancient. I mean, yours as well. You are not so different after all. That I know for sure that I am not the last of the Time Lords. There's someday that will change. Or maybe he will become the last. It's even more likely, in fact, he tends to be more cautious with his life than I am. I mean, we know that you are training one of the new Time Lords that we have not seen later on, for some reason.
Which one is that?
The other doctor, Dr. Kyle Sandler.
Okay.
He is training her to become a new Time Lord, right?
It seems to be the case. And it's something that she personally wouldn't mind, because if she were to gain that ascendancy, it just gives her more time to enjoy exploring the universe. Furthermore, she believes that the Time Lords have better memory than her own race, more capacity to contain that much knowledge. It's still not perfect, but better than her.
I mean, we know later on Vision is gonna be one of the Time Lords. I don't know if it's gonna be a Time Lady, but she may have a TARDIS.
Correct. She has a unique bond with the hearts of the TARDISes.
That's why I said that she might not be a Time Lady herself, but she still can do the same things.
Right. She has such a close connection, she doesn't even need a console.
She doesn't even need to have two hearts. If it happens, I want to leave this universe in good hands. That's impossible. There are no hands here. Or zeros. Right now that it isn't him, absolutely it might be my ally. If my allies and I are patient, wise, and compassionate with him. Magic seems to be the ultimate cure for any element in this universe, and I wholeheartedly embrace that. This kind of relationship is actually the core between us, and whether he is ready to admit it or not, I think that is something we both wish to reclaim deep down. For a moment, I allow myself to daydream what that might be. A version of reality where I might be dead, but Anonymous has been fully redeemed. By then, he probably chose a new Time Lord name for himself, was more appropriate for the right perspective in life. My name is Hand. And the placeholder I imagine is alive of his. That looks exactly like that, like the one he has now, a Scar Shark. But it was a change to a similar game. He's still bright, he's still talented, but he uses those skills for good now. But likely he is still deceptive. I can say I'm above that of myself sometimes. But the point is, he uses those skills for altruistic purposes now. He might pretend to be a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. I'm not playing that song, but you know what I'm talking about. Every now and then. But in the end, he lives his adventures better than how we found it. In his downtime, maybe he will use his magical skills for general entertainment instead of ripping people off or leaving them and smoking ash in his wake. Whether I am there or not, I can't look forward to that day. Well, there weren't many good ones among mankind in the past, but that's the whole point, and no one good of my new adventures. I will make a better future for everyone now, him included. This is a second chance. We will make it right this time. Knock knock! The master introduces. I actually knocked on the open front door, leading into and out from the TARDIS. May I come in? I mean, that is the proper procedure to entering the TARDIS, even if it's open. Which is a securities act to begin with. I remember the first thing that the first doctor said that, "Go to that door!" He didn't say it like that, but it is very much important to close the door of the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Of course you can, the vampire, and I know the reference that you have to actually invite vampires in. I'm right, and I use my flank to push over the TARDIS controls and take a few steps closer to him. I welcome you into my home, for now. Oh, don't you know? The master asked as he steps into my ship by hiding his eyes by tilting the edge of his fellow head down. It's very
You missed the
wicked
word
game.
doctor in that sentence.
Yes? What?
You said, "Oh, don't you know?" There's a doctor in that sentence.
Yeah, he is standing right in front of him.
Yeah.
It's fine. We know they are the only two who is there. Who are there.
Yeah.
Actually, you can get across the space. You never invite a vampire into your home. It makes you weak. I might have again, if they really existed. I feel evenly. I mean, the symbiote is very close to the vampires, and I said that. Oh no, they are just hiding and becoming the vampires of today.
Right.
Who knows? That might be actually what happened. Yeah.
Watch what the master says.
The master shows.
Yeah.
The history before this adventure comes pretty close. Yup. It may even be the source of myths and legends like that in this universe. Possibly even the origin of it. Would make sense. Perhaps I'm actually agree. I was asleep and an assimilating knowledge of the universe we came from. But here, I'm still learning. I have something to learn and a lot of things. She's around in history here. The monster stops and has been game between me and the actor of the TARDIS. From there, he leans heavily on the skate, and a little bit further for a while. I still can see his eyes. They by me on purpose. I keep imagining him leaning forward so much that he leans a little bit more than he intends to.
There was a time Pinky fell forward because she was leaning forward so much. Right in episode 2.
The monster right now. I mean, he has the Pandora as well in his eyes.
Actually, yeah, the outfit's very close.
The only thing
Somewhere in
missing
this,
is the cane.
somewhere either in this arc or the original story, I did call him a smooth criminal, and he really is.
The symbiote encounter might have been an alien all this time. There's no all but alien this time. There was a note aloud. But another to remove the fact that magic actually exists in this universe. I think that more than a process of attacking spies is a resource we most might need to carefully examine. After all, we are only two tables here in our native universe. From our native universe. He finally lifted the edge of his hat so that I can see the bottom half of his eyes. No, it is still cased in shadow. If we encounter any other Time Lords in this universe, they are far more likely to be natives of this universe. And here, they might have been using magic as a part of the technology all along. Hell, even the Daleks might be using it. I mean, they didn't use that, but they definitely used sonic screwdrivers. Dalek wizards? I asked before I shut up. No, there is a horrific thought. You are a wizard, Dalek. But one that is wise to keep in mind, my friend, I mean wisely advised, because it's something that they probably kept in mind as well. In this universe, Davros, the father of the Daleks, might be a wizard instead of a scientist, or possibly both. Maybe Davros is actually Twilight. I admit that when the master said the name, yet I admit the total had crossed my mind. I may have to do more research on money, the nature of it. I need to understand those tools, the knowledge and science to at least get a better grasp of what everyone else might do with it. That's about the core reasons that I think I don't have a good understanding of one of the essential core elements of this universe. They leave me feeling a bit less prepared than usual. I'm learning though. I'm not sure the doctor for nothing. Hi. I got a visitor. Being around in my room. What are you searching for? In the past, you might recall I working into occultic stuff. Must I remind? I had a feeling that something about it in this universe still eludes me. For now, I too is that to do some research into it.
What he said is true. I actually wrote that line out of experience from when I watched some of the old Doctor Who episodes. Some of them did deal with occultic stuff and like summoning devils and all that.
Ah,
So since that's canon, I'll have to say that he's saying that, if he's being honest. But he's saying in this context as a reminder, I was able to do that in the other universe, but magic's more common in this universe, so we really need to understand this because any of our enemies might use it against us.
there we go. I move myself more to the center.
Yep, yep, notice that.
That's for the warning. It's a him with a smirk. To the earth, I'm sure. He said with a little tip of his head. And he displayed of another evil smirk on his face. With all that said, he continued as he raised and normalized his expression. Shall we depart? Where and when to? I offer. Back to my time. Back to my casino. He answered. I have an empire to rule there. Remember? I joined you for one adventure.
That's right. He's doing this on a trial basis.
I very slightly, as I say. If you wish, you need to join me for one mission. And he thinks he gained something.
Right.
Before we go, is there anything else you need to do in this time? I don't think, he tells me casually. Let's go. I mean, that's gonna be the funny thing if the doctor asks, and what about your assistant? Are you living currently here? That's gonna be the whole thing that, oh, he knew all along that she's here? I mean, he might have. I was there for a moment, mostly getting the slight intensity of my stare at him, which doesn't make him a bit suspicious of me. Despite that, I feel compelled to ask one more time. Really? Are you sure you don't have unfinished business in this area and period of time period? I am sure. I just have it is. Go, Doctor. You promised me you would take me back home after we are done with this venture. I sighed suddenly, and I tried to engage the TARDIS control to do as promised. While I do, I can't help but think that issues like this are why he can never truly have any companions, like I do. All the millions to use and discard when he's not with them. It really sounds like he knew all along.
Well, we know the Doctor is considerably more loyal to his companions.
Yeah. I mean, in other case, the companions are loyal to him as well.
He'd go to the ends of the universe and to the edge of time and back if that's what it takes to save them.
Also, I have to say, Mirage wasn't really loyal.
Okay.
If she was loyal, then she would just accept that the master asked her to die.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. Do you think that she thought she was loyal?
He might have thought.
Okay.
But for all we know, it might have been just a trial of what you would do if you would ask to die right now.
I've seen that in some stories before, yeah.
I'm not sure if the we are talking about time, not sure. The master might have known as well that this is gonna happen. Because time might be stuff.
Yeah, it's possible. That said, they don't have the foresight like Vision does. Not in that way. Instead, they tend to be more about their knowledge and their experience. and their intelligence, their ability to figure things out, instead of just instantly know for no reason.
I mean, there's a reason. He had a time, saw this before. I don't know where it is
Yeah,
now, but he had one.
it
So,
probably hasn't had one for a very long time. In fact, this is a reminder that I got. I very recently watched the first official episodes that had the Master. It seems strongly hinted that he appeared earlier, but the one time he calls himself the Master, he appeared in a TARDIS that turned out to look like some kind of bus. And before that one arc is done, the Doctor sneaks into his ship and steals the dematerialization circuit. I forget what happens to his ship after that, but he already has a problem leaving the world after the very first arc. But still, he needed that ship to leave Gallifrey in the first place, so obviously he had to have it at least once.
this is the most I saw this.
It's kind of close, actually.
But yeah, as I said, he might know because time.
It's
In his
possible.
hands.
Right. And you can even make the same argument about the Doctor. Now, it's established that he knew about the Minion, but we don't know why he knows about that.
Yeah, he might know about the million, but he might not know about the million.
Oh, the Minions? Okay, yeah, he might not know about that, it's true.
No, I mean the Dominion from other
Uh-huh.
Dominus.
Mm.
This awkward and uncomfortable moment of silence that passed in between us, which I'm sure he had noticed. Perhaps this kept him from wondering too much. I had seen something after I finished using the controls. When I thought it goes to ignoring take off, I tried to face him again, with much brighter expression than as him. Then I need to ask, how was this adventure for you? You what? You and I were on the same team this time. Doesn't happen very often. Oh, didn't we? I too agreed, admitting my tone and expression. And I have to admit, it's nice to finally win for a change. I did not win against you, but by having you on my side for once, I felt like we are unstoppable. I mean, it is a saying, if you cannot defeat them, join them, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And this is something I tried to tell you centuries ago. If you join me, we can do a sweep conquest of anything in our way. Anything at all. Is that still what you want? I asked as I leaned back into the TARDIS controls with my flag. I crossed my forearms across my chest. And the tear was kicking in my eye. This also means I have to balance myself on my high hooves. I feel some shame with that, so I can keep this up for long. Obviously, you still wish to continue your conquest free after everything you learned about what our people did to you. Or is that doubt in your mind now? The question that perhaps everything you are and what you try to do, then they might have planted that idea in your mind. Right?
Yeah.
Ouch! You're not holding back now. You must have observed bitterly. I mean, he has to near the hand that is left to him because you are leaving after this.
Yeah, the Doctor's a good diplomat. Whether he bluffs or he's using facts as he's aware of it, he'll try to use anything he can to his advantage.
I mean, we will have what the Karchak had in the hand. I mean, we know that he played most of the cards already.
The
And
last resort for the Doctor, although it is still a resort, it's something he will go to when it really is the last resort, is violence.
it is a very
Now,
lost result.
right, that's a resort that's quicker for the master, but he can do convoluted plans too.
Hmm. I mean, for the master,
Before you
it is not a lot.
for the before you resume, do you think this music's still good for this scene? Because this is now about conversation.
It's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't have to fit perfectly.
Okay.
I heard for a time travel alternative myself. I'm about to run out of time with you. When I jump off where or when you want to go. So I have to ask you this now before you depart. And not aloud. I think it's important for you to ask this important existential question. I mean, if it's for me, answer to my chest with a hoof. The idea that my whole life was just running on script, written by somebody else, would bother me. Oh, good thing you don't know that you are a show.
Mhm.
I mean, in this version, you are running on a script as well.
There's a few times Death Battle pointed out, which I think you haven't seen, but they still made the note that a few times the Doctor made reference to the camera. It's like and said hello there. To specifically emphasize the fact that the Doctor is aware he's on a television show. Rick Sanchez, his opponent, made the same note too. That sometimes he did talk to the camera, and acknowledged that he in fact he was on a television show. So both characters had that trait, and I think also both characters rarely used that trait.
I mean, in this version, he would have very much easier way of knowing. He has access to Vision and Discord and Pinkie Pie.
I have to point out something I think I happen to know. The example that Death Battle grabbed to emphasize their point that the Doctor is aware that he's on a television show was a special, like a commercial between scenes, that it was not on an official episode.
Ah, yeah. Those are different.
It's kind of like a promotional content, something like that. Or like, it's like the Doctor was looking at the camera, says hello there, and then explains why he does what he does on the show and something like that.
I mean, we can describe it as, oh, he's talking to a camera and recording himself. He might not be talking to us, but
Oh,
just talking to...
jeez. That's an interesting thought. That
Or maybe
yeah,
he's talking to a Dalek. Maybe.
right. I actually think that first thought theory is interesting. That the Doctor's still not aware of a television show. Instead, he's aware of a camera that he put himself inside his own TARDIS.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible, we don't know the context, so...
There you go.
He seemed back and forth a little, as he continued to learn on the gentleman's cane. He sighed before he said, in that regard, you are absolutely right, my friend. That doesn't bother me, so I need some time for that examination. Now, I have to check every single goal, want, and desire I ever had. That's myself. Is it really me that wants this? Or what they programmed into me? And despite the fact that it is necessary for me now, but that is where I stand. Do you remember our date at Cheddar or Cafe? Ask him not anything. Way back then, it was you. That was the two of you. Are you sure about that? I mean, who's to say that they didn't plant the ideas into him back then already? Right?
That's what the show established at a certain point while he was a kid. Was I don't know what it is. Staring at some kind of time portal that was supposed to be a rite of ascension, but that ceremony got hijacked, and that's when the programming started coming. It was when he was a kid. The Doctor's saying before that moment.
Ah. The master knows his eyes sourly at me, while me both hear the 18 of the TARDIS starting to cool off. That means we arrived at our destination. I do. I should clarify. But that's a moot point. Are you still the same now compared to when you were a child? Point taken, I agree, and I know the acknowledgement. We all change and know over time. Especially to the degree of time that we are talking about now. Exactly, he said. But my point is that those early days in Gallifrey were not to you before it happened in your mind. I reiterate. To find the real you and who you are, I suggest you start from that point and leave him off. That's why I took you back to Gallifrey in the old time. They cannot do that, right? They cannot go to Gallifrey because it is locked off the time. Can they go to Gallifrey?
They have great control over time.
You,
The resources that the Time Lords have is choosing a time like you could choose a destination in a car.
yeah.
They can access any of it.
So they can go there, but there is no point because the time war is a long time.
Well, depends which time you're talking about. Yeah, as I wrote it, the early part of the Time War, the Time Lords still had the upper hand. A lot of their technology wasn't damaged yet. A lot of the people haven't been killed yet. So there was a great deal they could have done back then. But after that Time War, things really took a turn.
Yeah. Even if they never happened with you, there's no way I would expect you to be, you would still be the same after all this time. Nevertheless, if you want to establish your own identity as a separate from what they forced into you, you might need to start at the very beginning. And if you want, I might be able to help you with that. Having said that, I noticed a rare moment of true and deep affection sink into his eyes as he gazed at me. That is nice to see, and it gives me hope that we may yet be able to repair our relationship someday. That's kind of you to offer, really. And I'm sad with a hint of true affection and get close to in his voice. But I think, in this case, it's something I need to figure out on my own. After all, if I continue to rely on your help in this endeavor, I'll try simultaneously one of my one's subconscious programming for another. And altruistic as I know you truly are, you can tell me with perfect confidence that you are 100% sure, 100% free of your own agenda, by trying to help me with this project. As such, I conclude that this is something I absolutely need to do on my own. I mean, we know that later on he is joining in the next adventure, in the big adventure.
In the meantime, based on what he said, and the context of what they say, do you agree with him, the Master, about the reasoning that he's rejecting the help?
No,
He's got to Okay.
we know that he is motioning. He is literally like, oh, I got my hooves or something that I need time on my own to open it up and access the power.
Yeah. Right. Stay away so that I can be unobserved. With my new toy here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I respect the sentiment of the statement, said him. Truly, I do. I have to respectfully disagree on one point, though. None of us are truly alone here. We are not floating out in some empty void, and one and only soul in all of existence. As such, life is a journey that includes everyone around you. You can be invited to participate in some of your younger journeys or not. That's up to you. But please, at least acknowledge the fact that they are there. I'm sending my offer to help you, and I shall not accept it. You are free to refuse it. But if you change your mind later, let me know. I am able to see a soft smile spread to on his lips. We are both quiet for a moment, as we let what we said sink in. Eventually he breaks the silence, and he says, "Thank you." Now that is very different from the master we know. I reach over my shoulder and press the button. To the drum, I face him again, and cross my forelegs. As the window of the button I press, the exit of the TARDIS open. We are here. I tell him casually, then use my button to run outwardly. Now go, run your little empire again, until you are ready for something more. When you are, you know how to contest me. Once again, I think the Doctor probably knows everything that happened here.
Okay.
And this is something that he cannot change yet. Because we are talking about the master.
Huh?
The master turns about and starts to stand out the exit. He continues to stare out quietly for 8 seconds before peering back at me over his left shoulder and under the rim of his hat. He presses his hand more tightly onto his hat and basically uses it to give me a final tip with it before looking forward and looking off my ship. I sigh and shake my shoulders when I watch him take his final step on my vessel. And I turn and press the same button that I pressed a moment ago. Doing so, go to the exit of the TARDIS. I imagine the master looking back like this.
I know where that's from too.
Even with the same almost disgusting face of how dare you left your
Similar
hoof
outfit as
to
well,
me.
but the color's off.
And also,
Actually,
he's not a
his
pony.
outfit really does look a lot like the Michael Jackson one you introduced earlier. That's
Yeah?
about right. In fact, you can even say that it might have been deliberately inspired by that specific video, because the master in this version has seen that show too. He's aware of the human universe and all the tropes that's in it. They very often reference Star Wars across this entire novel, and that's just one example.
And in the meantime, he is in the casino of the master.
With the Axe Gang, yeah.
I stare at the total of the TARDIS in another quiet moment before I reach back into my hidden pocket above my kitty mouth and pull out the two breaths here. I called it, didn't I? I told you that it's gonna be fake. I started to effective brown material if I close my eyes and think back. I knew from the beginning that the master would double cross me, and that he would steal my sphere for himself. And I knew he only brought back an extra hidden million on his person, but he didn't make it back from this venture. That is another mess I need to clean up in short order. Once again, I told you that the master had some extra knowledge that the master might not have, which is called vision. All of this was why I initiated the hidden plan on my own. When my forehead attached to Dumbledore's back at the highway on with Peter Celestia, I thought it also planted a positive suggestion. After all, the master is not the only one who can do things like that. Oh, that's a nice
But
little music.
now we're in the circus, huh?
The hidden suggestion, which I give them for, is conceal and forget about the Discovery Mass film I handed him, along with my Sonic 2 driver. If anyone else later asks for the Mass film, I should make his credit by them. He would occasionally hand that person the Detroit, and it is somebody like me who asked him first when back my Sonic 2 driver. Ah! If the letter is true, then he would hand back my Sonic 2 driver. That's not something me during a Mass film. But he wouldn't know that. I mean, this part is different. I thought that the doctor went back and doing the Mass film on his own before. That's from it.
There was a hint of that earlier, where Swifthoof was kind of tripped up, and thinking to herself, "Wait a minute, did I just hand him two objects? I'm not sure."
Oh. I thought that was meaning like they give him two screwdrivers.
Nope.
And after that, he told me that he encountered me in the hallway, and before he met the real me. He said that it was my future self, but I knew he had been duped. I knew that the master had a secret minion with him. It was none other than one of the most scared changelings. And you even know that she was a changeling. With all that done, I think further back to a moment just after I had the information on the flash drive. Yeah. That is why he was pushing so much that, are you sure you don't have something more to do here?
Right.
Let's move back and let's see how far we have.
But you're not far from the end.
Yeah, it's fine.
I forgot there was another scene break.
I didn't even know. Aha. Doctor! Someone admitted that to me back then. Someone who
Notice
saw...
that now it's saying it in past tense, because this is now a memory from the Doctor from the present, looking back to this. So now the terminology is in past tense.
I'm gonna assume this is gonna be going back to the past, where Vision told asked him about what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Someone admitted that to me back then. Someone who sounded familiar, but still doesn't, because I was sure that I was alone in my ship at the time. With everything about, I did not think that the new phone was mysteriously there. It was a white earth-falling man. It was Vision. There we go. Except there were two notable differences. For one, she was much older than the version I first encountered. It is the vision of the future after all. The one I saw at the time made me very young and old man. The one I saw at the time appeared to me a very young and old man. She had notable difference was her eyes, but not a milky white filament anymore. In fact, for once, she was like higher than me. I mean, then he is not this character anymore. I wanna see a picture where his eyes are showing. There you go. He has the same non-effective filament over his eyes.
It was pretty rare to see the eyes of Vinyl scratch too. She often had the glasses over them.
Yeah, but we know it.
Mm-hmm.
What the? I seem in shock and confusion. What? Huh? I think we don't need that dark tone right now. We're done what we done.
It's more upbeat, I guess, but it's not too attention grabbing. I guess it's okay.
Yeah, it is called Partners.
Okay.
No, we don't listen to who and made me. Calm yourself, Doctor. There is no need to search here. Go there and search there. The silver hoof. Indeed, it is me. Automatic projection of me, at least. We need you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You are only home. What? I think we continue shock. That's out with your sentence, with your writing. You are connected with the TARDIS too, just as I am. So the TARDIS is outward too at this moment. That's how it has to translate for its languages. After all, not that it is unnecessary for you, my deeply educated friend. Wait, about my eyes since I was trying to get this. I pointed to her. You are tapping the impression of yourself that you embedded into the flash drive I just inserted into the control. And this is the flash drive that Hindu gave her?
Correct, it's the one. You got it.
Correct. Which I concur with a lot. And then I did that has kissed us too. And then you are well, he said I get essential for energy, but the medical or psionic. Oh, I see. Acknowledge with a blink. How utterly fascinating. In this case, you can have just talked to me as you are now, rather than write me a letter on the flash drive. I mean, then imagine if you put a flash drive into your PC and catch fireball.
Well, it doesn't even have to be that intense. Just imagine you put a flash drive into your PC, you start reading a text, and then suddenly someone said hello behind you, and you were certain there was no one there a moment ago. At that brief moment, it should be deeply startling.
I mean, it would be funny in the end, this thing where you had a hacker who uses pass by putting flash drive into his PC, into his laptop.
There you go. Read down that paragraph, yeah.
We just showed that me before, she said. I got very polite to knock on the door first, and me invited before I let her in. So she's literally using Magi technology.
Well, something like that. And by then, she could probably have easier access to it.
Yeah. So she, I said to make sure of me, but her. So what makes you a mod now, so to speak? In order to sleep, your doctor, I never did pass from this method. Will you inform me? My consciousness is one with the heart of the TARDIS. In fact, that is where I originally came from. A lot of intelligence was cast off to get him on at me. I am your TARDIS. I opened my eyes in deep shock. Then said in strong fascination. Can I leave? You don't say. Do I remember correctly that there was a physical embodiment of the TARDIS as well in the real story?
It possessed a woman once, and for some reason, she called herself sexy at that time.
Are you sure that was not the master?
But during that time, possessing the woman with that much high energy consciousness was quickly killing her.
Now,
So that body didn't last that long. During that time, there was another consciousness that possessed the ship itself, and uh, played havoc with Rory and I forgot the other lady's name, but yeah, created a big, deadly puzzle inside the ship, kind of toying with them.
it was
And
this guy.
that consciousness was able to speak to them directly, which is something I hardly ever see the TARDIS do.
I'm pretty sure it was this guy who took control of the TARDIS that time. He played a deadly puzzle with them.
Yeah, TARDIS is kind of like the Tree of Harmony before it ever spoke.
Yeah. I was in my eyes in Deep Shore, and I said it's superstition. I might have heard it. Really?
Yep.
You're the same. You do not say to facilitate the fruition of your wish. Without ever explain. The goals you have, as the member of the light of the hourglass, is difficult to accomplish. I told you, ever since we first met, that I was meant to be your guide. It took me a long time to more fully realize what that meant. But here we are. We didn't have as me. It seems weird to see your side guide and me. I need you to know, Doctor, that the heart of the TARDIS agrees with your wish. As for the consciousness, she skipped across all space and time, for much of reality that could successfully accomplish the wish. And what it would take to succeed. He discovered that a little more pastoral intervention was necessary for facilitating that goal. We can, and we will, keep the time war. Doctor, but to do it, we cannot accomplish the goal alone, even along with me. So, this is no longer like the old days. It can't just be you anymore, Doctor, and the sole survivor of your people. It cannot be just you to explore the time and space all by yourself. Those days were fun and were useful in their own time. But from this point forward, we need to evolve. It sounds like the TARDIS has all the knowledge from the past life as well.
Yeah, that's a consciousness that can skim across all time at her level. So, she could do that. And she discovered that, according to that paragraph, the wish you made is so difficult, I had to personally intervene just to make it possible.
I mean, imagine again, just thinking about the wish. Oh no, I cannot do that. Oh no. But you will get my chances to do some exploring too. Don't worry, but for growth is mighty, but they have to unite under a common mother. The one with the hourglass on it. A common goal. You must be united in heart and mind. To team an army, you need one of your own. I have been reborn to act as a guide for you and for others. For many others who will eventually join our cause, and the top, they lose their own friend and the matter of yours, the master. So literally what Vision is saying that the DM got annoyed by the players side-checking all the time, so he created a new NPC to join their party and show the way.
Yeah, to do some little nudging here and there.
This is what happened right here.
It really does sound like that. Kind of like the Vision is a DM PC. That OP.
Oh, So vision doesn't mean that she has the vision for the future. No, this is the vision of the DM.
It kind of. She did mention here that she's not omniscient insofar as I constantly know everything all the time. Instead, she's more like, I know what I need to know when I need to know it.
I mean,
And until then, she's actually ignorant of what to do next.
it is how you write the story as well, right? You know you
Yeah.
have to go to the goal, but how you get there, you will see.
Right.
Just like how you knew that suddenly one of the characters is not there later on.
If you take this in a broad context, you would also realize that in all of the show in the past, when the Doctor planned some specific course and time and landed off target, to him, but it was perfectly on target from the perspective of the TARDIS, because something in that time he needed to do and save, otherwise some consequences will occur. That's always been the case. This is just more direct form of it. Now the TARDIS actually has a body of her own. To act has her voice. One that doesn't instantly know everything, but knows what to say and do at the right moment.
Yeah? And then that's
And also-
her info email. Because I told them
that's-
she's doing.
Yeah, this is also why it explains how she was able to see across time so easily. The lifetime she had just before that constantly sees the big picture all the time.
Yeah?
She's gone from that level of consciousness down to a small little pony that is more limited in her view, but still sees enough to drive the course of the story.
But she is not the TARDIS, she's her own being now.
Right.
I should have correctly as divided my eyes at her. Yes, we are confirmed as she nodded. To accomplish this task, all wood must be healed, in more ways than one. But you see, the outer world is a reflection of the inner one. That's true. That's the true nature of reality. For peace to prevail in this war, peace must reign supreme in your heart first. To forgive is to heal. It is mercy that ignites and sparks the better reality. By carrying all wounds forward, you manifest it outwardly, and the reality around you. But in the time war, you, my friend, were wounded that deeply. Veteran, I'm going to have some. Here comes the problem with my sweet throat.
What you just did right there helps to manage it though.
Yeah. I think we are close to the end.
Yeah, you were done with the whole paragraph.
I don't want my mother, and I continue to stare at her. My mind travels many light years per minute. I was skeptical of what she said, but I didn't dismiss it either. I said to her just in case she was right. What she was saying wasn't unheard of in my travel either. I had across many other cultures, some of them which seemed to be very right, which espouse the same or similar concepts. This is the choice you face. Vision announced as if reading my mind. Perhaps she was. Did you say she was a projection of vision? As such, she was entirely sailing in nature at the moment. Meaning that could easily transcend normal mortal nature. What choice? I asked with an edge of caution. skepticism in my voice.
Having a scientific mind, I kind of thought that was the realistic way that the Doctor would react to her announcement. Not instant dismissal, but not instant acceptance either. It's more like, prove your claim. I'm listening.
Yeah. A choice in what reality you wish to manifest and live in. When you clarify. For you to be in the reality you wish to see, you must well be in the vibrational match for it. You have to tune your mind and heart to the right frequency, to where the theater is exciting. You have a solid tool about to do it.
That helps.
Keep the hoof on the side of her head as you elevate. I see a problem. I already see a problem.
Okay.
You have to tune your mind and heart to the right frequency. Remember, we are talking to a Time Lord who was too.
You know what? You're right. That's a mistake. I actually have to fix that. Your mind and heart. Okay, I'll fix it. That actually changes the story. She probably said the correct version.
I mean, she definitely knows that we are talking with a Time Lord who was to us. It's like a radio signal. You have to tune into the right frequency in order to listen to it. Okay, I get it, I told her. At least partially. So, if you are right, how do we proceed? Be mindful of your thoughts and emotions, Doctor, which reminds me. That is key to our growth. The journey towards our shared wish to start from within. Okay, I don't. And then? Then we put our thoughts and feelings into action, which I explained. Those actions must be a vibrational match towards the shared vision we share. You wish to tame the time war? Then tame yourself first. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Mend all wounds with the healing energy of friendship. Leave no exception behind. You think I haven't tried? I asked sharply as I narrowed one eye at her. I wanted the master to be my friend again, enjoying my journey many times over. That's true. Well, we did agree with the Lord, but then she heard as she ended. But you didn't use the correct strategy. To heal a wound, you see, you need to aim at the right target. How do you expect to mend your relationship with him if you haven't done so within yourself? I listened to the urge to show what her words. Instead, I settled back and asked myself, as ridiculous as it sounds, what if she is right? What I have tried before didn't work. So if she really is a manifestation of the consciousness of the TARDIS itself, then she would have a level of awareness that it takes to actually succeed with this monumental task. It's nothing to think into action, this extreme, just to give us a chance, but here we are. There was a being before me, who could precisely make the correct move, every single time, and guided by the higher source. Oh no! Doctor had Google AI. If it got the job done, it doesn't matter if I believe in her words or not. I just want to win. I mean, the correct action, the correct move is not always the best move, right?
Yeah, can be that way sometimes.
We just shook her head, as she said. Meditating will not draw you closer to the reality you want. Your attitude and action What takes place first? Believe in yourself, Doctor, and believe in your companions. You can do this. We can do this. But the journey starts from within. It is always but such a thing must take place first. That is why we must start with the magic school bus and go inside you. They did that.
I believe it, yeah.
I said, they said, alright, we'll tide your way. I think this vision knew I had not fully accepted her words yet, but I knew that she knew she planted the seed. Which will one day become the everything for us. If she really does exist in some multi-dimensional consciousness, and is foreseen beyond the normal amount of reality, then she should have known that what she already said was love. Very well. Now for your next test, which is allowed as she changed a change of subject. Oh my god, it's getting harder and harder to read.
Sorry, but you're almost done.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I know you don't like spoilers, Doctor. So I keep this real. For your next mission, I need you to recruit your old friend, the Master, for the next mission. What? This is doubling down. For your next mission, you need to recruit the Master. For your next mission.
You're right. Friend of the master. Yeah, I'll just stop the sentence right after the master.
Yeah. Warning, you won't be alone either. You will have to take an eye on this person. A being who has the expert ability to take any form that she wants. There we go. As I said, I'm aware of them. They are much like other extraterrestrial beings I have known. The Zygons. Close enough. Changes are more native to this one, however. It's characteristic that closer to cosmic melancholy and the mark. But I said, not, I said. Correct. But the reason I'm telling you this is because the master is going to betray her and leave her as an Aramia. As for you, my friend, you need to allow her to be left behind. And that's what is the hard part.
Yeah. Look at the next line.
You better be joking. Amazed as I narrowed my eyes at her. It is necessary, she assured. I shaped the roof in a reassuring gesture. For she is the focus of your next adventure. But you will need a few more to accomplish that one. She said the roof back down. I mean, yeah, we are not leaving her alone after that.
And earlier in this chapter, he said that there's unfinished business because of what the master's done. Is mess to clean up.
Yeah. Let me get this straight. I said, and I apply a hoof to a base of my muscle. You want me to allow the master to betray and abandon one of his followers? I know this is difficult for you to accept. You acknowledge sympathetically. That is why I'm telling you this now. You can have her later, but only when you are more fully prepared to do so. I mean, you have all the time. In the meantime, this adventure plants the seed in the heart of your old friend as well, and set him down on his own path. You might call the presence in my TARDIS, when you may have visited it before. Missy, I called with a nod. I do remember her. She was on the board That's by touching his lips. One does not change overnight, but you pointed out to me. I will do my part to help her on the journey. But you must get the ball rolling first. For only you can get him interested enough to work what follows next. We must all play our own role in this affair. Doctor, and the chain of casualty, in this case, must start with you.
You can see why this whole scene would have been spoilers if I really did add it in chapter 1.
Yeah. I mean,
So instead, I threw it at the end, where now the Doctor's doing a flashback to explain everything about why he did what he did across the arc.
back then I don't know if you already knew that this would happen. But by giving him a flashlight, it could have been anything. You might later on.
Yeah.
Well, if it works, I should leave it aside. Then I really do my part in this. I do my part. The sensitive cost for the credit I gave you, the command in the flash drive, but it's nothing. I trust you to take it from there, Doctor. I see the hoop, and I mean, wait, before you go, there is something I want to tell you. Although since you are a mind reader and that part, I'm sure you already know what I'm going to say. It's your piece anyway, without any writing. I am listening, Doctor. I don't want my hoop forgotten, and I said to her with a smile. Vision, I have to tell you that you are amazing. Yeah, these things are better to be said aloud.
Yeah.
Like I said in the show with Fiona Light. Simple and brilliant. It warmed my heart to see such an amazing pony you grew up to me. Well, I had very good teachers, right? When you came with me, with a teaching kid. That's the first thing she said in the dispatch to me, and only to anything about how I kept on trying to dump her off in the beginning of my journey with her. Funny enough, this is payback.
This is what?
This is payback.
Yeah, right.
Because you have to leave that one killing on her own and come back later when you are ready. What did you do with Vision? Ah, you left her on her own to get back when they are ready.
Well, it was in a nice place, and it was with Derpy's parents. They are obviously good parents because they raised a kind mare like her.
Yeah? Right. That. I acknowledge with the MS mark. Obviously, I underestimated you, and they put us of your destiny on the road like this. I promise I will try to correct my mistakes soon. She will welcome that. William told me. He knows to look up to you, and others that you want to that you travel with. Please give her opportunity to be included. If you do, I promise he won't disappoint you. Other than what I become, the version of all of our shared visions. We are going back to the DMing again, right? Well, someone new is trying their best to join the party. And me
But
have
she's showing
food.
what she could be. The reason she's so strong is because the way they raised her.
Yeah.
So it's also to show the Doctor, the reason I'm strong is because of you. It means you are strong. It means Derpy is strong. It means Sterling is strong. Featherman, all of them. I need you to see that greatness in yourself because you helped to evoke it out of me.
No, she is strong because you are weak.
Okay.
I mean, that is the reason why she appeared in the first place, right? Because the Doctor was weak.
Well,
On their own. On their own,
Well-
they were weak.
even the strong need some guidance sometimes.
Yeah. Again, and the fun. Fairly well, Doctor. We can meet. Until we meet again. And remember, this is a journey we are all embarking upon together, Doctor. When we are all included, the brightest future you will see. He faded away. And then the sun exploded, and you saw the brightest future.
This next thing is very brief. Maybe even 3 paragraphs long.
So we are shopping. No.
It's just the Doctor's final thoughts, but this time it includes the vision we just, the recollection we just went through. Sort of summarizing all of his thoughts before he moves on to the next chapter.
Then I'm using the summary.
I would recommend, or something heroic.
There we go. Opening my eyes, making the pattern. And you saw this console an affectionate pet. I was inside by the future safe version of Vision. Not only do I have the feeling that she is still around, in a way, but she is always here. She was always here. The heart of the TARDIS was a kind of consciousness and contested all time, past and future. In a way, which remind me, it gives to me. Can we call Vision kind of a note to the Victor? In a way?
Yes, yeah.
A way to expand that she agreed with me, and that we are not alone in this struggle. That she will aid me too, however she can. Wait, does she have a mother though?
Yes.
So
That shoots and a father. That's how she was born into physical existence. Wait a minute, was that right? I wonder if I forgot if I said that she had an immaculate birth or not. Maybe there was no father. But anyway, so she's certainly born the standard way. The difference is the consciousness that entered that body is very ascended. And it was also prophesized in that society she was born into.
So we have Vision right there.
It's something like that, especially if it was an is that immaculate birth? Is that the right word?
What?
Was that the right word? Immaculate birth or
I don't know.
virgin birth for sure. Was certainly one of the words.
So in a sense, it's kind of happened the same way as it did in the show. So it didn't create a new body. It took over a body of a child that is about to be born.
Right. Probably during a point where it didn't have a spirit yet, but it was about. It was ready for one.
I mean, for all we know, Vision might have already died by in the womb, and just took over the body.
The way
So
she
gave
guides
it
destiny
life.
after that is similar to that Messiah too, because it's profound in the way she affects reality, but the way she does it is by gathering others who are also strong, who also have that shared vision, and who have the right talents and able to do the right thing at the right moment.
Yeah. And I had the last one, right? She will aid me too, however she can.
Yeah.
But since I admit that the TARDIS and I could speak to each other, now that it seems that in a way, I began to wish too. Vision, the man's right feeling, is still a fool and looks up to me. Perhaps all of us. But I always had a feeling she was far more mature than her years would suggest. This might be why. You don't say.
Mm-hmm.
When the wisdom that extends beyond ages, guiding her, she is like an echo of evolution that we may undertake someday, all undertake. For that reason, I look up to her too, in my own way. The potential I cultivate in her now, may I not in things that have already happened. Things that must happen. Things that I will assure. I pull out the pocket watch from my cutie mark and move it open in front of me. It's not really to change the time though. This action is symbolic. Mia figured that one thing.
Don't forget what? I can't read that last word.
Automatic 10.
Okay.
It is for my alchemist.
Right.
They didn't change the time either. It was just a symbolic action.
I do believe some timey-wimey stuff happened in that show too. In the alchemy world or something like that.
Yeah. The time is approaching, but there is no change. The exciting journey that I'm looking forward to, especially now that I know I won't be doing this alone. Despite getting the progress one shot, coming back into my kitty mark, then I set my course for the next destination. And then go back to the first chapter of this arc.
Right.
We went for a circle.
Alright, so let's I'm gonna start by asking you, what did you think of this chapter? One that focused on the Doctor. Yeah. Well, that was gonna be my next question. This chapter started with kind of an epilogue about what's happened and or going to happen with the others, that like Nanpor and the princess and Celestia, who returns to her lands, and all of that. Just kind of give a brief summary. But that's his own dialogue thoughts. It's said in character, and then the master shows up. They actually do have a pretty civil conversation, emphasizing the fact that there's some tension underneath that, but there's affection too, and it goes both ways. And the Doctor was trying to remind the master that you were manipulated and you've been guided to these evil actions your whole life. Don't you want to master your own destiny this time? And in a way, he kind of said yes, but I like to do it on my own. I like to figure this out on my own.
I hear that something. How teasing the Doctor is in the meantime. He literally said to the master and people, you know that the actual brass orb is not made of brass.
It kind of says that Mirage did a damn good job of mimicking him. In fact, when I wrote her, I was thinking, I'm going to just pretend this is the Doctor, because she's that good. She's going to imitate him perfectly, including the fact that mentioning, by the way, did you know this is not a real brass sphere? The real Doctor said that, proving she was right, that he would have said that at that moment. The one mistake she did was pull out the sonic screwdriver and start using it to scan the device, but she didn't know that the Doctor gave him that tool. And that was a hint, both to Swifthoof and later on to the Doctor. Because, when he asked for the sonic screwdriver back, he got it back, but according to the post-hypnotic suggestion that he planted in Swifthoof, he also suggested, when I ask for the sonic screwdriver, hand me the real brass sphere as well.
I mean,
but if anyone approaches without asking for the sonic screwdriver, like the false version of the Doctor, that person gets the fake sphere instead.
The only reason she got the fake one because they didn't know that people had the sonic screwdriver at that moment.
Right. I guess that probably means the master didn't know that either. The Doctor's smart, and to write him properly, I had to do it that way.
Yeah.
layers of contingencies and plans. And he would go extra because he knows he's dealing with the master too, yet another genius. So he's got to be really careful about how he plays things out.
There is still a lot of open-ended things. Like, what
Uh,
happened with that star? What happened with Mirage, which we will know that later on is gonna be one of the chapters, or one of the arcs, maybe.
what happened to the Chamberlain? What happened to Princess Arizalza? That was her personal Chamberlain, was infected with the virus, and possibly even, at least at the time, the main host.
They became ghouls and goblins and ruled together forevermore.
As the Doctor wrote it, though, he might Swifthoof might not have joined the Knights of the Galapagos directly because he has got to stay in his time period in his kingdom. He has a lot of responsibilities,
Yeah.
but still gave him something to help him contact the Knights of the Galapagos just in case you come across other timey-wimey stuff. And another reason the Doctor did it is because Swifthoof proved competent, he was good-hearted, and he was already aware of this timey-wimey stuff. He was aware of the Doctor. He's aware aliens exist. So why not invite him to be an ally, at least an ally, to the Knights?
But now, the Symbiote has gained a very strong ally. And a
Right.
lot of information. It's gonna be
There may
much
be
harder.
there may be some things occurring behind the scenes that even the Doctor or the Master was not aware of. As brilliant as they are, they're not all knowing.
I mean, we didn't tell them anything about what's gonna happen.
She told them what they needed to know. The vision is kind of like the Oracle from the Matrix.
Yeah.
Only tell them what they need to know.
And I told you, she is an NPC created by the DM to guide them in the right direction.
Is that your way of saying the true DM here is the heart of the TARDIS?
No, it's you.
Well, if that's true, the TARDIS would be aware of that. Its consciousness is just that ascended.
Yeah. But yeah, overall it was a really nice story. As I said, there is still a lot of loose ends, which we will come back to.
But that's a good thing, right? It means there's more for the story to tell.
Yeah. I mean, all of this arc could be a story of its own to begin with.
Yeah.
What happened in Southern
explains-
Arabia later
But
on.
it explains others. We saw Missy standing right in the TARDIS of Vision's ship. Well, this story helps to explain how she got to that point. It doesn't say the whole story, but it says the beginning. Why he was cattle prodded away from the casino and got his butt in gear, doing other things besides just ruling his little empire.
Oh, so Vision is actually a Pokemon master who is a Pokemon themselves in the meantime. He is a TARDIS who has a TARDIS on their own.
You know, as far as the Master's concerned, as he said it in the beginning of the story, he's ruling only his little empire because he didn't want to be too ambitious. If he started to expand out to the universe, then he might start getting noticed by the Doctor and interfered with. He was trying to be more, keep his head down, so to speak, to get less noticed, so that he has a more secure hold of his tiny little empire, but it also gives him time to think, away from the Time War, away from the Doctor, away from the Daleks, because he's recovering from a strong revelation that occurred earlier in the, in fact, in the actual Doctor Who show. With the version of the Master that faced David Tennant, and during that time that he died, that's the version of the Master that continues into this story. He just recently learned that he got manipulated by his people, and that shell-shocked him in this story, which has caused him to simmer down in his goals and like, okay, I'm going to stay in a small scale because I want to calm down, take a vacation from all the stress that he occurred, so he can figure himself out. But
Appear the
during
best
that
house as well.
right, but during that sensitive moment when he's in the middle of figuring things out, the doctor all of a sudden pops in because Vision guided him to him to propel him on this one little adventure, which propels him to the rest of whatever he does later on.
I mean, we know that later on he has.
Uh, in his own way, yes.
I meant with the North Star.
Right. Yeah, he pretended to portray the Doctor and the entire group by kidnapping Fluttershy, um, which was actually Thorax in disguise.
Yeah,
But
everyone
yeah,
is guys as somebody
it's
else.
kind of like the Master is kind of like Discord. Even when he's helpful, he's kind of trollish about it.
Yeah. Now I imagine the master man leaving the 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 TARDIS,
Okay.
going home and humming to himself, "My little empire, my little empire."
Well, at that time, he thought he had the real brass sphere, so yeah, his mind was spinning with all kinds of possibilities of what he will do with this
I mean,
mighty tool. Yeah.
in a sense, he has a real breath here.
Right. Mission accomplished.
Not the
That's
breath
probably.
here, but a breath here.
Well, you know that's not a real brass sphere, right? Well, actually, this one is.
Yeah. And he wouldn't notice for a long time. He might have just
Right.
think that, oh, I cannot open it, and there's no way.
Actually, he tries to scan it, finds out there is a way to open it. You just have to unscrew it, and it turns out there's a little note in there that says "Fooled you."
I mean, he doesn't really have a screwdriver, right?
The master?
Yeah.
Well, he could probably come up with a screwdriver, but you're asking about a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, the only screwdriver.
Uh,
So
I
he
think
cannot
there was
really
some
scan
tech.
it.
I think there was some tech that seems similar. The very first appearance he made, he was pressing on something that kind of looked like a cigar, but the tip lit up and it was making a sonic noise. And whatever he aimed at did something more offensive to the target than the sonic screwdriver. But the way it did it, it sounded like sonic technology.
Be aware of my sonic cigar.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, basically.
But yeah, we are going to the chapter in 3 days, I think. Maybe 4.
Okay.
We will see.
All right.
And let me go back into the beginning. So, now in the integrity, that says me nothing. I'm gonna say, see if the title of the next arc is gonna say anything, but it
Well, let's
is.
put it this way. Rest and relaxation is what that stands for.
Ah,
Do you remember the time period they left Vision in?
yeah, they are in Ponyville in happy.
These adventures have concluded. They need to go back to the beginning, and they certainly need to regather their lost crew member here, Vision. So, just in a nutshell, they do go back to Ponyville, and the story's gonna take place with all the characters gathering there. So, if you can think of any splash page for that, that's basically in a nutshell what that arc is about.
So we are just going back to Ponyville, basically.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You know,
I mean,
before they left, they were there for less than one day. They didn't even sleep once there. Because the Daring Do interrupted their journey there.
we
With the
can
message of Rome.
definitely say goodbye to Goshawk.
Yeah, for quite some time. But Missy will make some occasional appearances. In her own mischievous little way.
I mean, we want to know if Mira is there or not because she's a changeling. She can be anywhere now.
Yeah. In fact, even worse than that, now the uh, Symbite has gained those abilities too. On top of that, her training, which is way better than the standard training changeling.
I mean, at the moment the Symbiote has not yet gained the abilities, but she is a sport athlete. But we can assume that she's gonna take on the whole Symbiote
The
role.
Symbiote had all the motive in the world to invade her body as the main host because it will help to ascend itself. It's the main goal. After that, even the spawns will start to be able to shape change, but only at 10% of her strength.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching.
You're
And
welcome, and
see
thank you for
you,
the reading.
yeah, see you in the next talk. Whenever that might be.
Are you gonna jump over that? You gonna jump the shark? He's got some cards.
No. What's that called? I mean, he lost at least two of them already.
Right, and he thought it was worth it at the time. But the doctor played his cards very well too.
Yeah, and I told you that he is gonna play that card as well.
Yeah, chapter 3 basically was foreshadowing that already. The doctor played him in actual cards, and he beat the master, who was the owner of the casino. And the master was a good magician, but so was the doctor.
Ah, so we cheating.
Yeah, they're both good at sleight of hand.
I mean, we don't know if Vision taught him what cards to play. Probably not.
But she's kind of like Obi-Wan. This ghost were sent him on a journey to see the basically guided him to the next action.
Yeah. But once again, thank you for being here. And see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.